Elyon is a free-to-play open-world MMORPG on PC that combines steampunk and high fantasy themes together with a fairly decent action combat system, multiple ways to build out your character, and a solid mix of both PvP and PVE content, with a splash of casual content such as minigames and player housing. Elyon is a game that's gone through development hell. It started development sometime between 2012 and 2014, and fully released on Steam on the 20th of October 2021. Probably the worst time to release an MMORPG considering New World had just released, and after people got bored of that, Lost Ark was right around the corner. I must admit, due to other MMO releases, I didn't have time to cover Elyon's release, and I actually forgot about the game entirely. So in this video we're going to jump back in and see how the game's doing 6 months since the Western launch. But first, a quick word from today's sponsor. Summoner's War is the OG mobile turn-based monster collection RPG, and right now the game is celebrating its 8th anniversary with what's probably the biggest event in the game's history. Log into the game right now and experience almost unlimited monster summons in an event that's perfect for both gacha lovers and new players who will get a big boost to their monster collection. Earn 8th anniversary coins, trade them in for additional rewards, and take advantage of wish summons to get some of the most powerful monsters in the game to really make the most of this event. Over the past 8 years, Summoner's War has become one of the most popular turn-based RPGs with over 110 million downloads. The game's even forged its own successful esports scene, and with over 1,000 monsters to collect and awaken, your very own Sky Island to customize, and brand new events and dungeons every week, there's no better time to jump in and begin your monster collection adventure. Click the link in the description below to download Summoner's War, and use the code displayed on screen for even more rewards. Download now. Elyon Ascent Infinite Realm. I actually intended to play this game close to the release, but it released at a really awkward time, close to New World. Then of course we had Lost Ark follow shortly after. So I think this is a game that a lot of people have forgotten about. Let's jump in and see if people are still playing and if the game's actually decent. First thing we're going to do is choose our faction, the Ontari or the Vulpin. This is just for realm vs realm purposes. Each faction contains the same races and same classes. So really it comes down to, do you prefer the colour red or do you prefer the colour blue? I prefer the colour blue over red, and Vulpin is easier to say than Ontari, so for that reason I'm going to be the Vulpin. 7 different classes to choose from: the Archer, the Slayer, big giant greatsword, the Warlord, giant hammer, the Elementalist, I think I played this class the last time I played this game, the Mystic, which seems to be more of a support character, the Assassin, this guy's looking a little bit like Jon Snow, and you've got the Gunner. You can also choose between 4 different races: the Human, the Elf, the Ian if you're a furry, or if you want to be a big boy, you can be an orc, with male and female choices for each race except the Ian, which are genderless. I feel like playing a big strong boy today, so we're going to be an orc male slayer. Let's check out the character customization, choose a starting preset. Seems like a good starting point. Go with black hair, adjust the shine. That looks pretty cool actually. Okay. The more black around the eyes, the angrier he looks. Oh, we've got sliders, I didn't even realise. Okay, pretty decent character customization. Okay, that'll do, we'll just go with that. Let's call him Toilet. I can't believe I've got that name. What the fuck? How have I got the name Toilet? Yeah, the fact that I've got that name suggests not a whole lot of people are playing this game. Surely that would be taken under most circumstances. Our hero, Toilet the Orc, is ready to begin his adventure. Little intro cutscene. I'm the last hope, am I? I'm always the last hope in every game. It is my big orc boy. Shift is a dash. If I double press the arrow key, it makes me sprint. See how this greatsword feels to use. Quite impactful. Let's try my number 1 ability. And it's like a big spin to win. Level 4. Okay. So many MMOs nowadays where you just don't really start at level 1. Can we just go back to starting at level 1? Please. Okay, and now I'm level 5. I breathe at a monster and it will level me up. Ooh, nice. Level 6. Quest complete. Level 7. Level 16. Someone who's never played this game before might be incredibly thrown off by getting to level 16 and getting like double level ups every quest you do during this intro tutorial sequence. So now I've got to run to the machine gun turret, jump on that, and now blast away all of these demons. More random explosions and screen shake. I love not being able to see what the fuck's going on. Oh, giant dragon's flown over, clipped through a wall and then disappeared. Nice. And that's the end of the intro/tutorial. Fall from the sky in an epic free fall. Due to the fact I've literally just fell about 1,000 meters from the sky, I'm guessing this game isn't going to have any fall damage. Level 19. As you'd expect from someone falling from the sky and landing, there's immediately people trying to mug me. New gear to equip. Does it actually look cool? That's actually a pretty cool set of starting armor. How do you glide again? Oh yes, just double jump. Wait, and then you press F. And it puts you up in the sky a little bit. First little questing hub. Should we test how open world this game is? I wonder if I can just go over there and climb that mountain. When's the invisible barrier going to kick in? Don't think I can go underwater. Swimming animation's not bad though. Not gonna lie, I was expecting an invisible barrier to stop me from going in the water for some reason. Oh, here we go. I'm starting to see a barrier. What happens if you go through it? It looks like an electric fence. Are we going to die or are we going to get teleported? Ah, it's just a barrier. I guess that concludes our open world exploration. Now I've got to swim all the way back. Game's just thrown a full set of blue equipment at me. Does it look visually different to what I was wearing before? Yes, it does, and I'm still looking super cool. Wow. So far, the armor in this game, even at early levels, looks bloody badass. On to the next area. Finally, we can do a bit more combat again. So I've got my Q ability, which is a big giant slam, and it seems to combo with all of my other stuff. So far, I like how when I press one ability, I've got like a combo suggestion pop up right next to my character, so it's really easy to see like something that I can press next. I like that a lot. Oh, treasure pig? Wait, this is like a random thing. It did have treasure on its back. Okay. Wait, is it gonna like disappear soon? Quick, kill it. We got it. And it drops a bunch of gold. That's cool. Expensive jewel worth 2,000 gold. I don't know if that's a lot or if I got anything rare, but seeing like random mobs like that out in the world, that's always fun. Now we've got to kill some wolves. Classic MMO starting creature. There's something buried. Hidden treasure, eh? Okay, open the rope box. Okay, we're tying the rope to the rubble. And now we're moving backwards. Are we going to like pull treasure out the ground? That's kind of cool. Quite a unique MMO quest. Oh, that is not treasure. That is a monster. Oh, but there is also treasure. Open the treasure chest. Nice. Pretty cool quest, that one. Actually having a decent amount of fun so far. Defeat the attacker. Oh, okay. Little airships popped out. And we just kill them in literally one ability. And they're off. Alright, see you later. I would have done the same thing if I saw a man with a big sword cutting everyone up. So once again, new area. Accept all of the green quests. These are area quests. Then once you've done all of those, you then move on to the next MSQ. Level 27. Okay, I'm actually learning a lot of skills now, and I've run out of hotbar space for all my skills. So we're at the point where I can pick and choose the skills that I want to use. And it really didn't take too long to get to that point. I appreciate that this game doesn't insult your intelligence by having you use like 2 or 3 skills for like an hour or 2 during the tutorial. It very quickly throws skills at you and the combat becomes fun very quickly. Ah, dungeon. I see. Goblin Cave, level 28. Okay. So this is our first dungeon. It's looking like a solo dungeon. And we're going to start off by jumping in the minecart. Big obvious arrow telling me where to go. Give me a big boy. That's a very big boy. Oh, he just smacked his friends out the way. Sitting on a stash of treasure. I don't know why he needs treasure, really. Is he going to go to 7-Eleven and buy himself some milk? When you're a big-ass monster like this, the currency you deal in has to just be food. Let's kill him with the UI off. See if I can remember my combos. Ooh, I'm actually taking damage. Okay, Craig, turn the UI back on. A little bit cocky. Big combo. Big damage. Right. There it is. Pretty fun. First dungeon down. My treasure now. Got my rewards, level 29. Okay, so we've clicked on the scroll. It's opened a door to a treasure room. So here we need to steal the dragon's treasure without getting caught. Oh, hang on. Wait. Oh no! Stop! Oh, that was close. I open the final treasure chest, and we're done. It's like every ability I do, it's like shaking the screen like crazy. It's taken me a while to realize that that's the reason why it's so hard to see what's going on. Let's turn all of that off and see if it looks a little bit better. Oh my god, I can actually see what's going on now. The combat looks so much more smooth. I don't know why it's taken me so long to turn that off. It's kind of sad, really. Elyon's an MMO that went through development hell and actually managed to release, but I feel like it released too late. It does look extremely outdated visually. It's an Unreal Engine 3 MMO that released at the end of 2021. Lost Ark can get away with being an Unreal Engine 3 game because it's top-down, I think. But in third person, really doesn't look that great compared to a lot of other MMOs. I feel like Elyon would have had a lot more hype around it if it released in 2015 or 2016. Why can't this item be destroyed? I need a reason why it can't be destroyed other than to piss the player off by fucking clogging up his inventory. It's the starting sword of the game, and you're not letting me destroy it. It has to take up an inventory slot. Why are they doing this? Like, it's useless. It's a low-level 25 item. I can't destroy it. I can't dismantle it. What purpose could it possibly serve? It's just there to piss me off. So you've got skill attribute points here, and you can choose to change the skill by selecting these augments. Based on the gem system and the skill attribute system alone, I can see that this game is going to have a diverse range of builds. Initially, my number 1 ability was like a short spin. Now I've augmented it. Press number 1, and it leaves a spinning blade on the floor. Really cool. Just arrived in the first city. This is where the game is probably going to start to open up a bit more. Oh, what is that? Hello. Big thing just lands on me. I guess I need to get inside of it. Time for some Mech Combat. Some nice sound effects and audio-visual feedback from the mech. Feels like I'm doing big damage. Mech Combat actually doesn't suck for once. That's rare in an MMO. Is this player housing? These blue buildings just kind of stick out. And going inside, yeah, this actually looks like player housing based on how the furniture's placed. Cool that the game has real space player housing. So right now I'm on channel 1. Let's go to channel 2 and see if that same house is there. No, it's not. So it's a weird form of player housing where each channel has access to different houses. Regardless though, I do appreciate that they've at least put real space player housing into the game. I always enjoy that feature in MMOs. Something about this game just isn't feeling too immersive for me, and I'm not really too sure what it is. I suppose it doesn't help that it's just standard run-of-the-mill Korean questing. Brains turned off, you're talking to different NPCs, spamming the F key, no real challenge or thought process behind the thing, all taking place in a world with outdated graphics and an okay-ish combat system. Don't really know how I feel about the game, but I can completely understand why I'm not seeing too many players running around. It just feels like this game came out a solid 5 years too late. Oh, Hall of Honor, training field, 1 player. Okay, let's give it a try. Interesting. So now it's teleported me to another building. Oh, I've got a challenge to take on this guy. I've got 2 minutes to kill him. That's cool. Seems a little bit like PvP, but against NPCs. Kind of cool. So I guess this training ground thing is a little bit similar to Lost Ark's Tower. Progressively harder, single-player challenges that you can take on more and more of as your item level increases. I've defeated stage 3, but the next challenge isn't available until I reach level 36. So not only is it gear score gated, it's also level gated. Once you're level 35 plus, which doesn't take long to get to at all, I'm already level 35, you can queue for balanced 3v3 arena. Let's search for a match. If I can't find a game, then that would be extremely concerning for the health of this MMO. Hasn't been out for long, it's Sunday, I'm queuing at peak EU time. Surely we're going to find a game quickly. Dimensional portal, so are these dungeons or something? Maybe it's not a dungeon, maybe it's just a grinding spot. Been in queue for PvP for 3 minutes, still haven't found a game. Let's do that a bit later and try one of these portals. Level 35 to 41. I have no idea what this is, but I'm just going to go inside. I think this is a grind spot. I think that's what this is. Giant flame dragon egg. So that's summoned a boss. Dragon's got some hefty HP. Kill the dragon. We get a lot of XP from that. 5k. It's just one big giant grind spot. There's no other players here though. So I don't know if that suggests that it's not a good way to level, or if it suggests that the game's just dead. This game's getting kind of boring now. It wouldn't surprise me if this game gets shut down in a year or 2. Like, the combat's decent, but there's just something about the game that feels really cheap. The combat's not better than Black Desert Online. If you're going to make a Korean grinder, it has to be better than BDO, or what's the point? And these kind of games, you can't really play multiple of them. If you play Black Desert, you can't really play other games. And this game's trying to compete with BDO, with worse combat, worse graphics, in a world that feels less immersive. Can't really see that going too well, honestly. It seems like everyone gets access to these floating island instanced player houses, which makes sense. Can we jump off here? No. That's got to be the first thing every single player tries to do when they come up here. Try to jump off the island. This is kind of cute. People who enjoy housing and life skills might find this kind of thing appealing. Luminous Battle. Is this AFK leveling? What, so can I turn the game off? No. I'd have to leave the game opened and AFK level for 8 hours. For me personally though, do I really want to have a PC game left open on my monitor for 8 hours every day? Not really. I can't even close the bloody game. I mean, it'd be okay if I could set it to do this whilst I'm offline, but it doesn't seem to be a thing. Let's try balanced 3v3 arena. Go. This is going to determine the future outcome of this video. If I cannot get a battleground within 30 minutes of being in queue at peak EU time on a weekend, then we're just going to end the video. And the game is just not worth playing. If that actually happens, I'm also going to be convinced that this game will be shut down within a year. Oh, it's just mobs everywhere. Just random fucking mobs just scattered around the environment in such a way that it reminds me of Metin 2. That's 100% what this game is giving me vibes of. Metin 2. I mean, at least in Black Desert, they try to make the mobs blend in with the environment and make camps and stuff that make the mobs kind of fit into the world, but in this game, nah, let's just put some fucking crabs over here, let's put some dinosaurs up here, and the environment doesn't reflect the mobs that are inhabiting it. I think that's part of the reason why I feel so unimmersed in this game. It's very Metin 2 in the way that mobs are scattered around the world randomly. So I've just found something a little bit concerning about the game. I actually didn't check the Steam charts data before playing this game. I assumed it would have like a somewhat healthy population, considering the game released like 6 months ago. This is the Steam charts for Elyon. 330 player 24-hour peak. That's mad. October 2021, peak players 15,000. And every month since launch, it's lost like at least 50% over and over again. That's really bad. The game's lost almost 95% of its players in less than 6 months. Elyon actually launched around the same time as New World, which also has lost a crap ton of players. So percentage-wise, New World has lost 97% of its players in 6 months. That's absolutely horrendous. But I think it's still got enough players that it's not going to be shutting down just yet. But Elyon didn't have that large initial player count to be able to afford to lose 95% of its players. So that's really painful. And this is a realm versus realm PvP MMO. There's no doubt in my mind that within a year this game's getting shut down. We're also 23 minutes into searching for a PvP battleground at peak EU time. Can't find a game. Only a matter of time until Nerd Slayer's making Elyon death of a game, I suppose. Pretty much just speaks for itself, doesn't it? So with that, we might as well just wrap up the video here. There's no real point of playing anymore. The game's clearly not worth playing if it's lost so much players in such a short period of time, and we're fast approaching the point where you simply can't participate in the game's MMO content because there simply isn't the players. So there it is. This game went through like 8 years of development, millions and millions of dollars spent on it. The game's been reworked numerous times, all for it to have 300 something peak players within 6 months. Doesn't get much worse than that, does it? So after checking in on Elyon 6 months after the game's launch, my first impressions are as follows. As you'd expect from a Korean MMO, the combat is pretty fun, has a cool combo system and feels impactful. I especially enjoyed playing the warrior with its high mobility and big damage. I enjoyed Elyon's skill augmentation system, both in how socketed gems acts as a kind of talent tree, and how skill points can be used to completely change a base skill to be more specialised in a specific strength. I appreciate that Elyon has different playable races. It's kinda sad to say that, but in recent years the majority of MMOs, especially from Korea, you're only able to play as a human, which is kinda boring. at least they put in the effort to add races in this game. Elyon has both real space and instanced player housing, and whilst it doesn't seem like the most impressive implementation of such a feature, it's not something that every MMO has, and I appreciate the games that do have it. I like that Elyon has a few interesting quests and mini-games to break up the grind, especially the puzzle doors where you have to steal the dragon's treasure, dodge traps in a dungeon, or do a jumping/gliding puzzle. Elyon's biggest con is simply that the game is dead. Even if you love the game and think all the pros are amazing, it's an MMORPG at the end of the day, one that has a big focus on large-scale realm vs realm content, world bosses and guild vs guild. If there's less than 1,000 people playing the game, then it's barely functional as an MMO. Visually, Elyon released with outdated graphics. It uses Unreal Engine 3 when modern MMOs are being developed in Unreal 5 at this point. The only modern MMO that can get away with Unreal 3 is Lost Ark due to it being a top-down game. In third-person MMOs, graphics matter, it helps make you more immersed in the world. The visuals of Elyon weren't something I enjoyed, and you'd expect better from modern MMO releases. The inventory management pissed me off very quickly. Having pointless items that couldn't be deleted take up permanent storage space was really annoying and made me want to uninstall. Seems like this was done by design to make people pay for convenience. Elyon is a Korean MMO, so it's obviously designed with a bullshit cash shop, create problem to sell solution, have all the coolest cosmetics only be obtainable via the cash shop, as well as an RNG upgrade system at endgame to frustrate the player into paying to make it easier. And once again, as you'd expect from a Korean MMO, you're going to have to do a ton of mindless mob grinding to make money, level up, and gather resources to progress your character. Whilst the combat is good, it's not best in the genre good. If you're going to play a Korean mob grinder, you're either going to play Black Desert Online, or if you prefer top-down games, Lost Ark. The games Elyon is trying to compete with do everything Elyon does, but better. Overall, Elyon as an MMORPG is a story of colossal failure. Bluehole, the developers behind Terra, basically spent 6 to 8 years of development and tens of millions of dollars to create what's basically a different version of Terra, with similar graphics, slightly different combat, a more open world, and a slightly different theme. What's even more depressing is that Terra, a 10-year-old MMORPG at this point, has more players online than Elyon, which released only 6 months ago. With Elyon being an MMO designed entirely around massive player encounters, it's already reached a player threshold where it's in a death spiral that it can't really recover from. In my opinion, the game might have lasted a bit longer if it was released a few years ago. They did choose to launch the game just after New World, and slightly before Final Fantasy Endwalker and Lost Ark, which is possibly the worst timing imaginable. So, is Elyon worth playing? Probably not. At this rate, the game will be shut down within the next year, and I can't see a reason to play this over the other games it's trying to compete with. But that's it for this video, guys. As always, let me know your thoughts on Elyon in the comments below, as well as your theories on why the game failed to gain a player base at a time where people are clearly hungry for new, high-quality MMOs. Social media links on screen. Thanks for watching. I hope you all achieved something today, and I'll see you again in the next one.